Being a world leader isn't just about making decisions, it's about staying alive. From massive armored convoys to elite bodyguards, high-tech surveillance, and even secret bunkers, the world's most powerful people live under constant protection. But not all leaders are protected equally. Some require security so extreme, so costly, and so complex, it's hard to even imagine. Today, we're diving into the unprecedented, multi-billion-dollar security operations surrounding the current presidents and prime ministers of the world. Donald Trump. Donald Trump's security operations, during and after his presidency, stand as one of the most complex and controversial protection efforts in modern political history. His tenure blurred the lines between national duty, personal business, and family privilege, creating a security network unlike any other world leaders. Throughout his presidency, the U.S. Secret Service was frequently lodged at Trump-owned properties, including Mar-a-Lago in Florida and the Trump International Hotel in Washington, D.C. Unlike other administrations, these stays came at a steep cost. Investigations by the House Oversight Committee found that Trump's properties charged agents up to 300% above government rate limits, resulting in roughly $7.8 million in taxpayer money being funneled directly into the Trump organization. This raised serious ethical and constitutional concerns under the Emoluments Clause, which prohibits a president from receiving financial benefits beyond their salary. The overlap between family and state security further deepened the controversy. Upon leaving office in 2021, Trump requested an unprecedented 6-month extension of Secret Service protection for his adult children and their spouses, Ivanka and Jared Kushner, Donald Jr., Eric and Lara Trump, and Tiffany Trump. Their constant international travel for business ventures made protection logistically expensive. The Government Accountability Office reported that just a few of Donald Jr. and Eric's foreign trips cost nearly $400,000, while between 2017 and 2018-2019, the Trump family collectively undertook more than 4,500 protected trips, stretching the Secret Service's resources to the limit. Meanwhile, Trump's former bodyguard Keith Schiller, who once ran Oval Office security, received around $585,000 from the Republican National Committee after leaving the White House, ostensibly for security consulting. Many critics viewed these payments as political loyalty rewards rather than genuine security expenses. Even after returning to political prominence, Trump's protection has only grown more intense. Following multiple credible threats, Congress enacted the Enhanced Presidential Security Act, 2024, expanding his detail to include more agents, sniper units, and drone surveillance systems, putting his security on par with that of a sitting president. His campaign has even requested military-grade vehicles and aircraft with missile defense systems, citing foreign threats. If approved, it would mark an unprecedented escalation in personal protection for any political leader in modern U.S. history. Vladimir Putin, Russia. Vladimir Putin's security network is one of the most secretive and heavily fortified in the world. As Russia's long-standing president and a figure often at the center of international tension, his protection is managed by an elite force known as the Federal Protective Service, FSO, a sprawling agency with an estimated 50,000 to 60,000 personnel under its command. The FSO not only guards Putin himself, but also secures key government buildings, nuclear command centers, and top officials across the Russian Federation. Putin's movements are treated as classified state secrets. His exact travel routes are rarely disclosed in advance, and even after official events, details of his itinerary are often withheld. When he does appear in public, his security detail forms multiple concentric circles of protection, including sniper teams, counter-assault units, and plainclothes agents. Surveillance drones and electronic jammers are routinely deployed to neutralize potential aerial or remote threats. The Russian president rarely travels by road without preparation. His armored limousine, the Urus Senat, is custom-built in Russia with 8-inch thick armor plating, explosion-resistant tires, and full chemical and biological protection. When he flies, Putin alternates between several identical aircraft, all of which are equipped with advanced communication systems and missile defense countermeasures. These rotations make it nearly impossible to determine which aircraft he's actually aboard, a classic Cold War-style tactic. His residences are equally fortified. Putin maintains access to multiple undisclosed compounds around Moscow and in remote regions, all secured with anti-drone systems, extensive surveillance networks, and specialized military guards. The FSO reportedly uses facial recognition technology across Moscow's camera grid, allowing real-time monitoring of suspicious activity near the Kremlin. Though the Russian government keeps exact figures classified, estimates from defense analysts suggest that maintaining Putin's full protective network could cost over $250 million annually, a figure that doesn't include the broader infrastructure, from aircraft fleets to secure communication systems, built solely for his use. For a leader as polarizing and powerful as Vladimir Putin, such extreme protection isn't just precautionary, it's essential. Every appearance, every movement, and every moment in public is choreographed to project control, while concealing the elaborate web of security constantly operating in the shadows around him. Xi Jinping, China. Xi Jinping, the President of China and General Secretary of the Chinese Communist Party, is one of the most closely guarded political figures on Earth. His protection is overseen by the Central Security Bureau, CSB, a powerful, highly secretive division operating under the Communist Party's Central Guard Bureau. The CSB commands an estimated 8,000 to 10,000 elite officers, many of whom are handpicked from the People's Liberation Army, PLA, and trained in counter-assassination, intelligence, and psychological profiling. Xi's security network extends far beyond bodyguards and armored convoys. His every movement is coordinated through multiple agencies, including the Ministry of State Security, which handles domestic surveillance and cyber intelligence. The Chinese government maintains one of the most extensive digital monitoring systems in the world, using over 500 million security cameras equipped with facial recognition and AI-driven behavior analysis. This surveillance web not only protects Xi but also identifies and suppresses potential threats before they materialize. During public appearances, Xi's protection follows a layered approach. The innermost ring consists of close-in bodyguards from the Central Guard Bureau, followed by tactical teams and local police secured by the PLA. Venues are swept hours or even days in advance, and entire city sectors can go into temporary lockdown during major events. No detail is left to chance. Buildings overlooking event sites are often evacuated, drones are banned from the area, and communication signals are tightly controlled. Xi travels in a fleet of specially modified Hongqi N701 limousines designed with heavy armor, blast resistance, and encrypted communication systems. When flying, he typically uses one of several Air China Boeing 747s retrofitted with secure communication suites, missile defense systems, and decoy aircraft to obscure his movements. Though exact figures remain state secrets, intelligence analysts estimate that maintaining Xi's direct protection and associated surveillance infrastructure could cost between $500 million and $1 billion annually, when accounting for both human resources and the vast technological apparatus that supports his safety. For Xi Jinping, security is not just personal, it's political. His safety is inseparable from the stability of the Chinese Communist Party itself. Every camera, checkpoint, and encrypted channel ultimately serves one purpose: to preserve the image of absolute control at the heart of modern China. Narendra Modi, India. Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, is protected by one of the most sophisticated security frameworks in Asia, a system that has evolved significantly in response to rising internal and external threats. His protection is managed primarily by the Special Protection Group, SPG, an elite unit formed in 1985 after the assassination of Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. The SPG provides 24/7 cover to the sitting Prime Minister and their immediate family, employing a blend of manpower, intelligence, and cutting-edge technology. The SPG structure is modeled after a multi-layered defense system. The innermost circle around Modi consists of about 200 elite commandos, trained in hand-to-hand combat, counter-sniping, and rapid evacuation procedures. The outer layers are manned by the National Security Guard, NSG, Intelligence Bureau, IB, officers, and local police forces, creating a formidable shield that extends across several kilometers whenever Modi appears in public. Every venue Modi visits undergoes extensive pre-event sanitization. Buildings in his line of sight are checked for snipers, airspace is declared a no-fly zone, and communication frequencies are monitored for anomalies. Even seemingly routine events involve multi-agency coordination, including drone surveillance, bomb squads, and facial recognition systems to screen attendees. His convoy is another marvel of precision and power. Modi travels in a Mercedes Maybach S650 Guard, an armored vehicle that can withstand 7.62mm assault rifle fire, grenade blasts, and chemical attacks. The convoy also includes decoy vehicles and emergency medical units. On foreign trips, his aircraft, a modified Boeing 777-300ER known as Air India 1, is equipped with advanced missile defense systems, encrypted communications, and radar jammers. The cost of maintaining Modi's security is enormous. According to reports and budget allocations, India spends an estimated 600 to 800 crore rupees annually, roughly 70 to 100 million US dollars, on his protection alone. This includes personnel training, advanced surveillance systems, armored vehicles, and secure communication infrastructure. Given the scale of threats, from cross-border terrorism to political extremism, the investment is seen as essential. Modi's security setup represents not just the protection of a leader, but the safeguarding of a nation's stability and global image. In India, every movement of the Prime Minister is a precisely choreographed operation involving hundreds of specialists, thousands of eyes, and millions of dollars, all working to ensure that not even a shadow crosses his path unnoticed. Emmanuel Macron, France. Emmanuel Macron, the President of France, operates under one of Europe's most structured and intelligence-driven protection systems. His security is overseen by the Groupe de Sécurité de la Présidence de la République, GSPR, an elite division created in 1983, consisting of officers from both the National Gendarmerie and the National Police. This unit is responsible for ensuring the President's safety at all times, whether in public events, private residences, or during international visits. The GSPR typically includes around 60 to 80 highly trained agents, but during periods of elevated threat or public unrest, such as the Yellow Vest protests or during sensitive international summits, the number can swell to over 150 officers. These agents work in coordination with France's powerful intelligence services, particularly the DGSI, General Directorate for Internal Security, and DGSE, Directorate General for External Security, to monitor potential threats long before they reach proximity to the president. Macron's personal protection detail combines physical security with technological oversight. His motorcade, composed of armored Peugeot and Renault vehicles, travels with precision, including motorcycle escorts, decoy cars, and electronic countermeasure vehicles to block potential remote detonations. The Élysée Palace itself, Macron's official residence, is among the most secure buildings in Europe. Equipped with anti-drone systems, surveillance networks covering every approach, and an underground emergency bunker designed for crisis scenarios. In public appearances, the security footprint is massive. Before any event, routes are sealed, nearby buildings are checked by bomb squads, and sniper teams are deployed on rooftops. Macron's communication systems are encrypted by the National Agency for the Security of Information Systems, ANSSI, protecting against hacking or eavesdropping attempts, a growing concern in the modern political landscape. The cost of maintaining Macron's security is substantial. Estimates suggest that France spends 80 to 100 million euros annually, around 85 to 110 million US dollars, on presidential protection. This figure covers personnel, technology upgrades, armored convoys, and intelligence operations tied directly to presidential safety. France's history, from the 2015 terror attacks to recurring civil protests, has made presidential security a top national priority. In Macron's case, his frequent travel, high visibility, and divisive political image have elevated the level of caution even further. Every handshake, every crowd interaction, and every foreign visit is meticulously calculated, a delicate balance between accessibility and absolute control. Rishi Sunak, United Kingdom. The Prime Minister of the United Kingdom, currently Rishi Sunak, is protected by one of the most experienced and disciplined security services in the world. His personal safety is overseen by the Special Protection Group, SPG, of the Metropolitan Police, supported by the Royalty and Specialist Protection, RASP branch. This elite unit is responsible not only for the Prime Minister, but also for visiting foreign dignitaries and members of the royal family, providing a multi-layered security structure that combines intelligence, tactical response, and protective operations. Sunak's protection detail typically consists of 50 to 70 close protection officers, backed by additional plainclothes agents, tactical teams, and support staff. The team works closely with MI5 and local law enforcement to evaluate threats, conduct surveillance, and plan routes for all public appearances. In periods of heightened risk, such as major political events, protests, or sensitive international summits, the size of his security network can expand significantly, with hundreds of officers deployed to ensure every avenue of potential attack is covered. The Prime Minister's motorcade is heavily fortified, including armoured Bentley and Range Rover vehicles, with decoys and counter-assault units designed to neutralise threats. All travel routes are pre-scouted, monitored by drone surveillance where permitted, and cleared by bomb disposal teams and electronic countermeasure units. Even the Prime Minister's official residence at 10 Downing Street features multiple layers of physical security, anti-drone systems, and surveillance networks. Air travel for Sunak is similarly secure. Aircraft designated for official trips are equipped with advanced communication systems, defensive countermeasures, and secure transport protocols to prevent interception or sabotage. Each overseas trip involves weeks of coordination between British intelligence, foreign security services, and the police. Estimates place the annual cost of protecting the UK Prime Minister and their immediate entourage at roughly £50 to £70 million, $60 to $85 million USD, covering personnel, technology, armoured vehicles, and intelligence operations. Given the Prime Minister's high-profile visibility, combined with the political volatility of modern Britain, this extensive security apparatus is essential, ensuring that the UK's leader can operate safely both domestically and abroad. Kim Jong-un, North Korea. Kim Jong-un's security network is one of the most secretive, elaborate, and paranoid systems on Earth, reflecting both his absolute power and the extreme fear of assassination that defines North Korea's leadership culture. Unlike democratic nations where presidential protection is public and accountable, Kim's system operates in near-total secrecy, blending military might, surveillance, and psychological control into a fortress-like web of protection. At the center of this network is the Supreme Guard Command, an elite force estimated at 90,000 to 120,000 personnel, dedicated solely to Kim's safety. Within this, a core inner circle of about 100 bodyguards, handpicked from families with generations of proven loyalty to the regime, forms his immediate protective shield. These guards undergo years of background checks and are constantly rotated to prevent familiarity or infiltration. They're trained in hand-to-hand combat, weapons disarmament, and are said to even practice synchronized shielding maneuvers, like the now famous running bodyguards who jog beside Kim's car during motorcades. Kim rarely travels by air, reportedly due to fear of missile attacks or sabotage. When he does, he uses the IL-62 Chame-1 aircraft, but for most domestic trips, he relies on a heavily armored Mercedes-Maybach S600 Pullman Guard, which costs over $1.6 million and can withstand bullets, explosions, and chemical attacks. His travel routes are changed at the last minute, and multiple decoy convoys are dispatched simultaneously to confuse potential threats. Beyond visible protection, the regime's entire state apparatus functions as a national security buffer for Kim. Military units stationed across Pyongyang are on permanent standby to respond to any attack within minutes. The intelligence and counterintelligence network, run by the State Security Department, monitors not only foreign espionage, but also any domestic dissent that could threaten Kim's rule. Even top officials are under constant surveillance, with many reportedly required to surrender communication devices before meetings with the leader. The estimated cost of maintaining Kim Jong-un's security infrastructure runs into hundreds of millions of dollars annually, an astronomical figure for a country with widespread poverty. But for the regime, the message is clear. Protecting Kim is protecting North Korea itself. His safety isn't just a matter of personal security, it's the foundation upon which the entire state's power and stability rest.